Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 9 of RPGs Anonymous. I'm Zachary, your DM. Take it away, that person right there.
That person right there? I'm Aaron. I'm playing Carl.
And I'm Colby. I'm playing Shane Goose Bailey.
I'm Nick. I'll be playing Dr. Zed and Berazel.
Welcome, everybody. We love to have you. Normally, we also have Jacob playing Tyke Stevenson. Steve Stevenson or Tycho the Mystical. But he's got stuff going on right now. Also, Tyke is very, very unconscious. So last time when we left off, y'all were the simulation you were in for orientation ended very abruptly because Tyke decided to mind control an AI. Y'all didn't know that it was an AI at the time. The Digital Autonomous Neural Network, or DAN for short. But he decided to mind control an AI, which showed as a security breach in the system. The AI, something crazy happened with it, and it went away. So now ISCorp is in this big lockdown cybersecurity breach. Tyke spent some time in the virtual space. Y'all tried to bring him back. And he eventually woke up. There was a lot of arguing between him and Fitz, and eventually it culminated in Tyke pointing at a door saying, "F you, tiny dancer," which is Fitz like hacker name, then collapsing, and the door opened with his psychic powers because Tyke is a jerk. So I think the moment that happens, Fitz just like freezes again. He stops typing, and he sort of like looks at the notification on his screen, and he looks at all y'all, and he just like, and he like watches Tyke collapse as Zed and Carl catch him. I
was gonna say, if I remember right, Carl was over by.
Yeah, I think it was Goose and Zed
the good Fitz at the door.
Yeah,
and I wasn't really even paying attention to what was going on with Tyke, so I didn't even see him go down. I'll just kind of glance over, and go, "Hey, you got the door open, cool. Hey guys, door's open." Turn around, there's a guy laid on the ground, people holding his feet.
Yeah, Tyke isn't waking up.
I think Fitz sighs.
I can't get him to wake up.
Fitz sighs and just goes back to typing. What do you guys do? There's the door to the corridor is now open.
I will look into the corridor, just sort of that Scooby-Doo head around the corner thing. Look both directions.
It's dark out in the corridor. The emergency lights are like flashing up and down. Like it's still like that red like emergency like lockdown light, but it does the weird like almost horror movie thing where it goes black every second, but it's very like patterned. But yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything in the hallway except the hallway.
Cool. Let's go back to the pile of people trying to keep Tyke from crushing his skull on the ground when he falls. Door's open. We should probably leave.
Hey Fitz, is ISCorp going to be mad at us for this?
I don't think so. There should be a team here. Wait a second. And you hear him just typing away. Wait a second. My credentials have been revoked.
Time to go. I'm gonna start like picking up whatever things Tyke dropped.
Okay. Don't jump to conclusions. It doesn't necessarily mean anything. Let me look into it.
Hey Fitz, would you like a little premonition of what we saw when we were in our induction room? The room got gassed. Everybody died. We have to leave.
What are you talking?
Yeah, we know all about that.
Okay. Tyke was talking about that earlier, but it sounded like he was like having a panic attack or something, or like in shock. Like, what do you guys mean? Like, I don't understand. Obviously, Tyke has some.
Tyke reads the room. Tyke can actually read the room,
and he shared it with us. So,
the last people to refuse a job here got gassed.
And I think this is a refusal of work.
What?
It's also, with the security all being down and the lights out and possibly the outside doors open, a chance for us to leave.
Okay. I need you to
I'm
really...
gonna get going now. And I pick up Tyke and like just firemen carry him Towards the door.
He's like, I hope you guys are right. He unplugs the weird connector thing from the thing, puts his laptop in his briefcase and follows along with you. You guys have a choice. Do you want to go left or right?
Hey Fitz, which
way do we go?
I don't know. It depends on what's going on. Like, you guys seem to be under the assumption that something very bad is going to happen, but again, we're a relatively you've got Tyke over your shoulder.
Right. Yep, and I'll just turn right. Always go right in a maze.
Okay.
Yep. I will pocket all the little Detrius I picked up of Tycho falling on the ground, and
okay. So
follow the group.
You guys start walking down the corridor, and I think Fitz like starts talking quietly. He says, I think I need you guys to be really, really clear about this. Tyke saw what? Tell me exactly.
Well, I mean, we all saw different pieces of it, man.
I think what he described, though, was that room where he handed us that just really invasive contract.
We talked about that contract, okay? It's fine. It's basically a big NDA.
It said that you're not at fault for our mercury poisoning. Anyway, that's beside the point. He saw a premonition of the people who were in that room before us, and they refused it, obviously, and the room got gassed, and they died.
Wait, so, okay. You're saying...
steel panels came down and blocked the doors so they couldn't get out.
Isn't that right, Tyke? And I, wiggle his head up and down.
I seem to remember one of them being like a centaur?
A minotaur.
A minotaur? They didn't want to join.
Yeah, they died.
He was in a business suit.
I was told they were escorted out of the building.
Well, I mean, if you consider collapsing on the ground and being drug out by people in suits, yeah.
I need a terminal.
Well, you would know where to find one of those better than us.
Yeah, actually, a couple rooms down, I think there should be like a side access panel or something. But the door's probably locked. Just okay, here. It's right over here. And he points down a side hallway. And there's one of those steel doors with the little slidey things that says authorized personnel only on the front. And he says this one. It's not an electronic lock, so I can't get through it. Can one of you open it?
Nope.
My hands are a little full.
Are you serious?
I guess I could bash on it. I'll
no,
flail.
No. Carl, we need it to work afterwards, okay? If they come by and they see a door bashed open. God, I'm already sitting they.
I guess I'm no use with this. But I am Goose is listening out for footsteps coming down the hall.
Okay, cool. Goose, why don't you roll me a perception check?
Cool. I think I'm really bad at those.
And then I think he'll Fitz will just try his hand at doing it himself.
I will pull out my keys from school and just start sticking keys in the lock and turning them.
Oh wait, no. Perception's based on cunning. I'm dope at these.
Ooh.
Because you never know, a key might work. There's only so many master cylinders in the world.
How hard is this?
That's true.
Let's call it hard. No, actually, I lied. Let's call it average. With one upgrade, because this is ISCorp. So it will be, that would normally be 2 purples. It'll be 1 red, 1 purple, which is exactly what Fitz is going to roll to try and get into this door.
1 success and 2 advantages.
Okay, very cool. So there is good news and bad news on all fronts. The good news is that what's his name? What's his freaking name? The person I've been playing forever.
Fitz.
Oh man, guys, I'm so scatterbrained. Fitz is able to jimmy the lock really quickly. Like in just a few seconds. He like gets into it and like pops it open. But the bad news. The other good news is that Goose, you hear this happening. The bad news is that there is a team of ISCorp people talking not stealthily. They're just like chatting. And you hear one of them say they should have been around here. And so it seems like they are back at the entrance to the thing, and they know that you are not there. And you hear them like orders being given. So they are very, very near. What do y'all do?
Can we use the 2 advantages to get into the room and shut the door before they come around the corner or whatever?
Yeah, with both of your successes, you have plenty of time to get into the room before they actually get there. So I'm okay with those advantages being used elsewise. Because they're definitely right now they're back where you at the vert room. So that you still have a little bit of time before they get there. So that's easy, you guys, because you guys both succeeded the checks. So that means you can get in without being noticed. But you definitely know that they're going to be around soon.
How about one advantage then for there to be like a vending machine or something to tip over in front of the door?
On the inside or the outside of the door?
On the inside.
Okay. Yeah, I'm game for that. Let's call it. What kind of room do we think this is? It'd be the kind of room that would have some sort of like access to a server, kind of like miniature access, but like something. What do we think this room looks like?
Records room, actual hard copy records. If you're going into the server, you're going to have files.
Oh, that's
like
perfect.
Filing cabinets everywhere.
Yeah, it's like a filing room. Okay. Yeah, cool. All right.
Yeah, so we can move filing cabinets in the way.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys are able to move some filing cabinets in the way. And I think that'll let Fitz get connected. What do you do while he trolls around on the system?
Search under A for aliens.
Oh boy. Okay.
I'm going to go through the desk and look for anything important like keys.
Let's say the desk is locked.
I guess I'm going to move the filing cabinet.
Okay, yeah, all right. Well, I just assume you all like move the filing. It's fine. Okay, so I really want to do this search. What? Oh God. Let's call this a knowledge roll from Goose. Not because you're like trying to figure out whether you know this, but this is just going to determine what the status. This is like a cannon shaking roll.
A for aliens.
So yeah, go ahead.
Zed has proficiency in knowledge, so he's actually going to Goose, you might want to try looking under extraterrestrial.
Okay. Oh, that's
Okay.
good. Okay, so with Zed's help, you'll get. Let's see. Do you guys actually know how that works?
Yeah, one
I
blue
think
die.
It would be a blue die. Okay. Because I think it's when it's a group check, you just use the highest scores, but when you're helping, you get blue die. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll get a blue die to this, and we'll call it.
Also going to use Touch of Fate, so I can get 2 more.
Very cool. Okay, that's good because I'm gonna call this a pretty hard check. So I'm gonna say that it's hard. And again, it's ISCorp, so I'm gonna immediately upgrade it once. So that's a red and 2 purple. So still not a particularly difficult check with all of that going on.
Does that talent require you to spend a story point?
It does not. Crazy, right?
Oh, cool.
Is there
Some of them do.
2 successes.
Down a little
That's
bit.
That's
Yeah,
the menu button for
We're
your
looking
phone.
at your home button. Go down a little bit.
Down.
Keep going down. Keep going. Oh wait, no, never mind. Just tell us what it is. I trust you.
Yeah, we can't read it.
2 success, no advantage or threat.
Okay.
So
Wow.
you need to screenshot.
So okay, so all right. Okay. So you definitely succeed in finding what information is here about aliens / extraterrestrials / unidentified flying objects / maybe it's et cetera, et cetera. I think what that means is that there is enough information here that you have definitely, Goose specifically has confirmed that this is true. Now, if somebody that was looking at it that was like a little bit more like I don't know, like determined to like uncover the actual truth and not determine the truth that they want, then maybe it would be like up in the air. But I think this is enough information for Goose to be like, they know about aliens, they've seen aliens, they've had contact with them, straight up. I think it's a very, very vague report that really doesn't have a lot in there, especially because it's probably mostly redacted. In fact, it's almost certainly mostly redacted. And I think the redaction itself is kind of probably like a thing for Goose. It's like, oh, why would they need to redact this if there weren't aliens? So that kind of thing. I think it is, yeah. What do you think? What is one detail about this report? Anybody?
Can there be just like a full like page that's totally blacked out, except for one word that keeps reappearing, and it's bobblehead?
Oh God. I think it's not bobblehead, it's bobble.
Okay.
It's just the word bobble.
Okay.
But yeah, so there's this, oh my God, that's so good, Colby. Yes, there's this one page that is like probably like 5 full paragraphs of like type like 0.12 font or whatever. And it is all redacted except for like 6 different times in this page the word bobble. And I'm going to just go ahead and say you can keep that page. That's fantastic. Okay, so Carl, this desk is locked. What do you want to do, if anything?
I've got quite a bit of experience with locked desks in high schools. Just manhandle the drawer out. It's a desk, for God's sake. It's just a little little thing of metal. You just yank it off.
Okay, if you're forcing it, then we can call that brawl. Brawl. Brawn. Just straight brawn, yeah.
He just starts punching the desk.
Athletics. There we go. Athletics. That's the one I was looking for.
Yeah.
Athletics.
Unless you're better at skullduggery, which I doubt.
And are you making this easy, simple, average,
Oh yeah,
hard?
I have to give you a difficulty. I always forget about that because in D&D
That's
it's
okay.
like I'm gonna hide the different. No, it's a desk lock. Let's call this easy.
All right, so that's 1 purple.
Yep.
I've got.
Wait. It's ISCorp, so upgrade it once. So it's 1 red.
It's 1 red.
Of course it is.
We got 1 red, 2 yellows, and a green.
Oh yeah, you're not gonna fail this.
Oh, the red is a blank, blankety blank, blank, blank. That is awesome.
How lucky for you.
3 successes and 1 advantage.
Okay. So yeah, I think you just like, you know exactly, like maybe this is even a desk that you've pulled done this with before. It's a little bit reinforced because it's ISCorp, but yeah, you just like get it just right and you just like pop it in the right way and it just immediately like pops the lock open. So I think the advantage is that there is something useful in here beyond what might normally be in a desk. What do you think that looks like? Probably useful to your current situation, I mean.
I was specifically looking for keys for the mechanical locks on doors.
Okay, cool. So it's like let's call this a this will be a key ring. I'm gonna say
I mean, the advantage could be that they're labeled.
They could be labeled. Yeah, they're labeled. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Though most of them will be relatively routine. I think there's like there's like a broom closet one. There's like 15 filing cabinet keys. So I think that probably helps with Goose looking through this stuff. Maybe like the full report was in one of the locked ones. There's one to a storage room that is in this room. That I think they probably use for like archive, and then there's a bunch that are like other stuff that you don't necessarily know about, which we can determine later. What do you guys think? Actually, what are some of these keys to?
I think there's a key to the garage. Like there's an underground garage that like this key gets you access to like all the black SUVs or whatever ISCorp keeps.
Yeah, I dig that. Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Security booth.
Okay.
If there's one of those.
I think that's too much for one advantage. Let's call it
Janitor's closet.
Janitor's closet. Let's call it server room. Because that's something that, I mean, that's relatively high security. Let's do one more that's important, and then the rest can be like ambiguous.
The key to the executive bathroom.
Oh, I love that so much. Okay. Yeah. Executive bathroom. Yes, that's.
They thought well of their server personnel.
Yeah, whoever was working here was apparently very, very important. Okay, and right about at that time, I think what's his face? What's his name again? I always forget his name.
Fitz.
My character, Fitz. Fitz is gonna be done doing whatever he's doing. I don't actually have enough dice for this.
Use the app.
Oh man, I don't know.
Takes longer for me to open the app than it does to just add more dice.
Guys, I legitimately don't have enough dice for this. Okay.
There is a generator online you can use.
Okay. Doing quick maths. Okay, I got it. Okay. All right. So Fitz, after a few minutes of you guys puttering around, doing what you've been doing, I think you hear his keyboard go quiet. Again, he's got that weird connector connected up to the terminal, and his into his laptop, and he's been typing away on it like he does. And I think you hear his keyboard go quiet, and he goes, "Oh no, this is not good."
Care to elaborate?
Skip you, Faye?
Well, my credentials were revoked, and they sent the counter team after us. All of us.
That doesn't sound good.
It's not good.
So would access to the server room make it easier for you to get your credentials back?
No. I can't get into the system. There's no way.
Yeah, but if you go directly to the server, can't you get into the system and break things?
Carl, you don't understand. I can't get into the system. It's impossible. There's not. It wouldn't matter if I was next to the things. I would not be able to. It's not.
What if we unplug the servers?
Carl, there are safeguards. Safeguards you just could not possibly understand. I know because I built them. We are shut out. Okay.
Yeah, but if we shut off their servers, won't it shut them out as well?
No, it won't, because there are safeguards. There's a double redundancy, okay? And unless we were able to get both underground and off-site and turn off those servers as well, everything's going to be up. And it doesn't matter because what it looks like they're alleging is that we stole a high-end company asset, the AI that I built. If
when you first say that, Goose looks nervously at the alien documents, and then you clarify the AI you built.
So they know already.
If we stole an AI, where is it?
I don't know. That's the problem. He's gone. I can't find him anywhere. He's just gone. It looks like the system was accessed, he was downloaded and then erased from our servers, which is insane because that shouldn't be possible. Again, I can't even do it, and I built it. I built the system. There's no way. I don't understand. But we have two options. We can give ourselves up and explain ourselves, and they will likely. It'll be okay. I've got plenty of clout. We just explain what's going on. Again, like I built these systems, so like they're gonna trust me at least a little bit. Or
so they'll use the nicer gas when they kick in the door.
I was gonna say, you have so much clout that they didn't tell you that they've murdered people.
Look, okay, I can't get into the system to corroborate that. I don't know you guys that well. Sure, we share a bar, but I know this company very well. I've been here for a long time, and we do good work. And that doesn't sound like us.
Doesn't ISCorp know you wrote the program for this AI?
Yes, that I think is probably why, if we give ourselves over, we can repair. And then at that moment, you guys hear loud voices in the hallway, and he goes silent for just like a second. He says, "We have to choose now. Give ourselves over."
I got keys. We can leave because they think you stole your own program that you built, and they revoked your credentials. They don't care about you, which means they don't care about us.
Look. It's standard procedure to revoke credentials when an investigation is underway. Okay, it's usually a precaution. Okay, that we can still go back. I think I can't find anything to corroborate what you guys mentioned about the gassing or anything. Maybe if I can get my credentials back, we can figure that out. Or we run. I don't know. And
is there another way out of this room?
Yes, there is. Yes, I don't know. You guys wouldn't know that there's another exit to this room necessarily, but there is another doorway. It is labeled like archive, so it ostensibly.
I've got keys. I'm gonna just be trying to find the key to get out of here.
Yeah, you definitely have
the... I think Fitz is burned.
Tell me if this tickles your fancy. I like the concept of using the world for the present thing. Story point that Tyke is actually communicating to us by like flickering a light above the door we should go down.
We're in a computer terminal.
Okay.
Tyke might just be able to,
Success, competition, harmony, fulfillment, lesson completed. Okay, you want to use this to essentially to bring Fitz on board. Is that what you're getting at? Is that
no? I think he was talking about having Tyke, tell us where to go using lights.
Oh,
yeah.
Like Tyke. On Stranger Things,
and that's what I mean. Where Fitz just used a computer in this room, so Tyke can zero in on us and tell us how to get out.
I just got goosebumps. That's so freaking good. Okay, so.
It's really
Tyke is in the system. Oh, I love that so much. So I think how you learn about this is that Fitz gets a notification from Dan again, and it says something to the effect of "Shut your mouth, tiny dancer, and listen." And then I think the security video that he was unable to get to pops up on the screen and plays the footage of the gassing, and he just like goes dead pale, and says, "Okay, I guess we run." And so yeah, that'll establish that you guys have Tyke on the inside effectively for this. So if there's something you guys can't handle, maybe Tyke will have it. For those of you that don't know, we use tarot cards for our story points. That was this one: the world, success, competition, harmony, fulfillment, lesson completed. I think that goes pretty well. So. You guys are still hearing the voices outside. I think Fitz closes his laptop, disconnects. What do you do?
I'm going to open the door to the storage closet and leave it ajar.
Okay.
And then open the other door and leave.
Wait, open the front door and leave?
No, the storage closet. You said there was a key labeled storage closet and was in this room.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave that door ajar, and then we're going to leave through the archive room.
Oh, okay.
And close and lock that door behind us.
Okay. So that makes sense. So you're leaving a false trail. I get it. Okay. Let's see. I think I want you guys to make a group stealth check. Which is based off of agility. So whoever has the highest agility and whoever has the highest stealth.
See, my agility is 3 and got nothing in stealth.
Yeah, I'm at 2.
2.
I have a 1.
I assume nobody has. And then Fitz doesn't have any of that, and Tyke's unconscious. So okay. So it'll be 2 greens against a red and a purple.
Or I think 3 green.
Oh, 3 greens. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, so 3 greens against a red and a purple. Who wants to roll it?
I'll do it. And oof. 1 success, 3 threat.
Okay, so you guys are going to succeed at remaining undetected for the moment, but I think maybe I'll figure out what the threats are later.
I think the false trail failed.
I think the false trail definitely
like the guy
failed.
walks in and goes, "That's a storage closet."
Yeah. They just ignore it because they know it doesn't go anywhere. Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, we should have hid it there.
I think we're like starting to go out the door. I reach in my boot and pull out a knife and hand it to Fitz.
What are you doing, Goose? What am I gonna do with this?
If someone looks mean, stab them. Well, not Berazel, but
I'm not gonna stab anybody, Goose.
that's a personal choice, and I keep going.
Okay. So the archive is very much what you would expect from an archive. It is essentially like a warehouse. Like there's like at first it's like a series of rooms. So like you go in and there's like a semi like reception area, which leads into this just this doorway into this big warehouse area, that has boxes and boxes and boxes of files. Like I don't even know. Like it's probably innumerable. Because like think like have you guys seen the Captain America movie?
Yeah.
Think that big warehouse area, like that kind of thing. Where it's just rows and rows of those office file boxes, and filing cabinets and other ways to store archives, and probably some servers as well. Just going on down. So what do you do? Where do you guys go? What do you do?
I just look at Fitz.
We shouldn't travel in a straight line away from the door we just entered. We should be using these things to hide us.
Oh, okay. I mean, what? I don't really go to this part of the compound very often. I'm more of a tech guy.
Well, there should be a door on the other end of these rooms, I would imagine. You don't just put doors next to each other to go to different locations.
Sure, I guess. Okay. Yeah. Why don't let's have
we all go looking.
Yeah, because of the vastness of this place, why don't you guys do either? Oh man. See, this is a tough one. I'm going to say probably streetwise or survival.
Okay.
I've got it. I've got 2 in survival.
So, if we could also maybe argue perception.
Yeah, I think I'd take that actually. Yeah.
All right. I have an ability.
Ooh.
Heightened awareness. Allies within short range of your character add +1 to their perception checks, and allies that are engaged with my character add +2 blue die to the perception check.
Ooh. So
Cool.
what are y'all's perception?
And we're all next to you.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, my perception would be 2.
Average check? Or...
This is going to be probably average. Well, average upgraded once. Yes, okay. Average upgraded once.
Yeah, my perception's 2 green dice.
Fitz has 2, 3 in cunning, 2 perception. What? Okay, what did you roll?
Yes, but I didn't know if we were doing group or individual.
Yeah, let's do it group. Just because it's you guys are collectively doing it. So what is everybody? Does anybody beat 2 in perception?
Yeah. Well, I have a 4 cunning and 1 rank in perception.
Okay, so
he's got 3 greens, 1 yellow.
Use a 2 in perception because Fitz has a 2 in perception. So use 4. So 2 yellows, 2 greens against 1 red and 1 purple.
It's even better.
You have very little risk of failing this.
Yeah. 2 successes, 2 advantages, and the dice was on a triumph, but apparently the app declared it cockeyed because it re-rolled it.
Oh, okay. Well, I fix that. So I'm going to roll these 2 yellow dice, and if either of them hits a triumph, you guys get that triumph. Okay, neither of them. They were all advantages. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I gave you a fair shake.
I guess we just see a flickering exit light somewhere in the distance.
Yeah, something. I don't know that it's an exit though. So I'm thinking maybe it's more like. You got how many advantages?
2.
2 advantages. Okay, so I think the one some of the advantage is that you find it very quickly. Because I think as you find it, you are hearing people also find your trail, quote unquote. And assuming they know where this is, it is going to be a very short amount of time before they find you. But you are easily at this door, and I think it leads to a similar server room on the other side that leads into another hallway. All of which, because you guys are inside of them, you can easily unlock them and go through. So you are now in another hallway. This is what, Carl? What?
Before I close and lock the door, I saw Dan make an earthquake. There's a lot of boxes in this room. I can slow them down.
All right.
Okay. I love this. Okay. I assume you're going to magic it, so that would be a primal.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm going to just smash the ground with my flail.
You did see him do an earthquake, so I think I'll give you a blue die to this, but I think it's something you haven't done, so we'll call it hard. So 3 purple. And again, ISCorp, so upgrade it once. So 1 red, 2 purple, and a blue die.
Reinforced building.
I'm just trying to knock the boxes down. You can keep their building.
Virgo recommends burning the boxes.
I like burning the boxes,
I was thinking about that.
I didn't want to start a fire that we might die in.
Yeah, that was kind of my thought. I don't want to get trapped in this room.
I mean, Berazel would probably be fine, but who knows about Zed?
Yeah, Berazel can get out of this.
Fire is very fun, though.
1 advantage.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because the blue die washed out them silly little flat blue spots.
Oh, poor blue die.
Oh.
So I mean, it's straight there. They have, so you notice as you start shaking it a little bit, and you notice that all of the boxes have these metal catch pull things.
Oh, of course they
literally
do.
Keep them in place, and you're like, oh dang, I wish I had seen that. The good news is that I think that advantage is that it's going to distract them from you. I think they think that there's an actual earthquake happening, at least for just a moment. So that's going to buy you.
I think all the boxes are locked down, so the advantage is I shake the crap out of the room, but nothing falls to get in their way. And that would surprise just about everybody.
Yeah.
That'll be 2 in one day, man.
Yeah. I mean, assuming the one in the simulation translated to real life, which you guys still have not figured out how that all works.
We could still be in the simulation.
You could still be in the simulation. This all could be part of orientation. You have no idea. Yes. Question everything, please.
They're trying to find out if we're loyal.
Yes, exactly. They're trying to find out if you're loyal.
And of course, ISCorp is OSHA approved.
Well, the next time we do this, we can try the other route.
Okay, so yeah, you shake the ground. I think there's a little bit of panic, so you've bought yourselves some time, but there isn't anything physically in the way of them, and now you are at a hallway with another decision of where to go.
Yep, shut and lock this door.
I'm going to be opening
every door I can find, even if we don't go through it.
You said always go right.
Yep. So we'll turn right. But first, Zed's gonna look at the doorknob and say, "Melt," and try and melt the doorknob.
I assume you're trying to do this to make it harder to open and not easier, right?
I lock it, turn around, the doorknob is slags. Oh, okay.
Okay, so I think this is I'm gonna say probably average. Of course, upgraded once because it's ISCorp.
Yep. Shake.
And the shake.
Okay, so we have 1 triumph, 5 successes, and 2 threats.
All right.
You just welded the door shut. Congratulations.
I mean, right.
That's what I want the triumph to be.
Yeah, I mean, this is
that's an anime movie. It just goes from the doorknob and goes around in a bright line.
I think for sure that's the triumph, is that this is a fully metal door in a fully metal frame, and you literally weld it shut. Like, you weld it to the frame. And they're going to need to unweld it, essentially. You know, like, it's going to require an explosive, like magic on par with what you just did, or some other crazy BS. And whatever they do is going to have a couple black dice, because Berazel is the iron fucking demon.
I'm going to take Tyke from him and just mutter show off as I walk by.
There we go. Okay, very cool. So I think that has bought you guys some actual, like, luxurious time. And so I think Fitz is going to turn to you guys and say, okay, if we can find a room where we can actually hide for a second, then I can figure out exactly where we are. I can figure out where we need to go and the quickest way to get out. I just need some time. And with Tyke being in the system, I think I can get access to stuff. Do you guys think you can help me find a room that you can keep locked down for a bit?
Sure, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's also call this a perception check. Or I don't know. What do you guys think? This is part decision making as well. So it could be streetwise or survival. Or
I mean, I have a good survival, but that's it. I do not have a good perception.
Survival. I think okay
survival's more for, like, outdoors. This might be.
Yep.
I'm still thinking perception.
Yeah. Is perception based off of?
I think perception.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah,
they're all cunning.
Yeah, I was
could argue vigilance, maybe, even though that's typically a combat thing.
Just because you're paying attention to what you're doing.
Yeah, I think I want it to be cunning. So I think either streetwise or perception, and it sounds like you guys have more perception. So I think we go with a perception check. So let's do that again. Again, it'll be a group thing. So do it with that 4 and 2. And
2 green, 2 yellow.
Yeah, and I actually want this to be pretty hard.
We're in a hallway full of doors.
Yeah, that's true. I think I'm going to make this a hard check, upgraded once, because of the nature of what you guys need. Essentially, you need a room.
I have Tyke, Goose. Here's the keys.
All right. I catch them and just start going down every door.
All right, cool. So yeah, one red, 2 purple. This is one of those checks that is kind of more like what is going to be there rather than how effectively can you do it. But, you know.
5 successes.
Wow. Okay.
Like the doors aren't really even locked.
I think what happens then is that you're like Carl, you're like I got Tyke, man, you have the keys, and Goose is like, all right, and goes and opens a door, and there we go. There's a server room with another exit that is totally dark, and it's like perfect. It's perfect in every way. And so you guys are able to hole up in there, and I think the best part about it is Fitz will mention that, oh, I think I know where this is, and this room is literally never used. It's like backup BS or whatever, and it's totally dark 90% of the time. So I think you guys will have some time. What do you do while Fitz is trying with Tyke to figure out where you guys are and where you want to go?
Try to barricade the door again.
Okay. So this is go ahead.
I'd like to go to an inner monologue for just a sec, or inner dialogue for a second.
Sure.
Berazel yelling at the doctor.
Berazel and Zed. Yeah. So actually, well, I know you were busy being unconscious, but your friend, Goose, threatened to shoot you. And he was going to kill you in order to save Tyke. You might want to think about that. If this body dies, you're dead, and I'm free. No, he'd never do that, would he? No, Goose is my friend. He'd never pull a gun on me. Watch, and Berazel will show him the vision of Goose pointing the gun at him, and that'll be it.
I dig that very much. I actually want to I want to use a card here.
Do it.
Personal goals, inner alignment, fear of unknown, lack of planning. Whoops.
Yep.
It's either that or I don't know what I just did. What did I just do?
I hope not. I don't think Goose is up to PvPing with Berazel.
It's either that or actually no, this is even better. Embarrassment, worry, or difficulties. Trouble more imaginary than real. So that's even better, I think.
Yeah, the Two of Pentacles.
Yeah, Two of Pentacles. Okay, so I think what this means,
Zed is now worried. Yeah,
I think Zed is now worried, and I kind of want to know. What that looks like. I definitely want some mechanical stuff, but I think maybe we start off by adding like a fear to your character that your friends might be abandoning you. And I think this is supported by your sister and brother's reaction. What happened when you were about to leave?
Nice.
Because they were kind of not very emotionally available to that, and they maybe even a little scared of you. So I think I think you will have probably 2 black dice to any check that has any sort of relation to this, because you are afraid that your friends are abandoning you, that the people around you that you care about are abandoning you. So I don't know what that looks like. I don't even know if we'll ever get to a check that matters, but like maybe like, I don't know, being convinced or something like that kind of thing. So, but yeah, I think that's really fantastic.
Maybe
I just know that Berazel's trying to put everybody against each other.
Yeah,
he really
trying to
enjoys that kind of chaos.
Trying to undermine everything. Yeah,
I don't know if you would like to make him do like a perception check to see if he could notice something like this, but I'm curious if, like, while watching this, Dr. Zed can see that Goose's finger was never on the trigger.
Ooh.
Yeah, we could roll.
You know what I think we should do? I think we should save that.
Okay.
I think the thing I think right now it happens so quickly. Right now, this like interchange between Zed and Berazel happens so quickly. Zed is in shock, but I think that's a really cool thing, and we should save that. So I think that if that is ever brought to light, then that'll be some help for Zed to see what's going on. So that'll be cool. I'll put that in notes somewhere.
Berazel fuzzied like the fingers of the memory.
Yeah, yep. Or he like exactly.
You only see what he wants you to see.
Goose never had finger on trigger. At AZEL, is that it? BERAZEL. Okay, cool. It's right there. Goose never had finger on trigger at Berazel. Okay, cool. That's really great. Oh boy. Okay, so I think at that moment, after that little interchange inside Zed happens, I think, Carl, do you actually have anything that you want to do while this is transpiring, or are you just kind of?
Carl's gonna be like flickering through whatever paperwork he can find. He's basically looking busy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I think
I would have set Tyke down in a corner somewhere so he didn't fall over.
Okay. I think you see Tyke's eyes move like he's sleeping, like rapid eye movement style, like really intense like eye movement. And as you're like thumbing through paperwork, you see something that pisses you off. And I know exactly what it is. You see a cataclysmic event form.
Is it from my school?
It is,
or is it labeled ISCorp?
It is. It has. It actually is one that you filled out yesterday, and it was for some reason submitted to ISCorp. And it is on whatever this person does. They had it on their desk for review. There might be a couple like notes or whatever, but yeah, one of the I think you said you filled out like 3 or 4 of them or whatever, but one of the ones you filled out is
triplicate.
Yeah, exactly. One of the cataclysmic event forms is here. Yeah, Big Brother is watching you.
That's great. I'm just gonna hand it to. I'll just hand it to Goose.
Put it in with the alien folder and stick it in my backpack.
Goose, you're gonna need like a backpack filing cabinet eventually. So Fitz will identify the direction and area you guys are in and need to go to. The thing that is an issue with that is there's no way to get there currently that does not have surveillance or a team of people. So you guys are going to have to choose what you want to deal with. If you want to try and deal with surveillance or if you want to try and deal with people.
Do we know where the surveillance is there?
Yeah, I think you can establish roughly where the cameras are, but again, it'll be very much like the conference room that you guys are in, where there's way too many cameras for like what's going on, so that there are like an absurd amount of redundancies.
I mean, I've seen a lot of movies. We could just throw a jacket over a camera and go.
Yeah. I was going to say, Carl, like, you remember those YouTube videos we watched at the beginning? Like, ISCorp kind of seemed like chumps, right?
Yeah, it also seemed like they heavily edited their videos, but ours were raw.
Yeah, well, no, what I'm saying, like, neither of us were impressed with their combat prowess.
Goose, are you
They
saying
just had really good looking uniforms.
Yeah.
Are you saying what I think you're saying? Because I don't think you should underestimate them if you are.
I glanced to see if he's still holding the knife.
I think he put it in his pocket. Actually, this is a really, really good little moment. Since you like glance, Goose, I want you to roll a perception check.
Perception. Alrighty, how hard?
Oh yeah. Well, let me look, because I forget.
Partly cloudy with a 90% chance of perception.
Right?
Say that again.
He's a nemesis, right?
Well, he was. He's not anymore. When he was an enemy, he was a nemesis.
He may be again.
He may be again at some point. Let's call it 1 red and 2 purple.
And 1 success, 1 disadvantage.
Okay. I think you let's see. He's holding. The disadvantage is that you have no idea what or where. But you can tell just by the the way he like carries himself, or like there is definitely like he has another weapon on him. So I think you definitely know that about him.
All right.
And judging by the videos, if we're dealing with people at ISCorp, they're probably like us because ISCorp had longer time to acquire people like us.
Was that out loud?
We're here because we're new. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
We were talking about the video and the people.
Look, like we have had highly trained extra human abilities for a number of years, and we've been able to prepare for this exact thing for a full 6 months. I would not recommend underestimating the ISCorp teams, especially not if they sent counter after us, which it looks like they did.
Counter?
Yes, counter. They're I guess you could call them ISCorp's Green Berets or Marines. They're the elite. They're the people that go after, well, us, renegades. It's
smug pricks.
Well, I don't know that they're smug, but they're effective.
Would that happen to be any of the guys we saw outside the bar?
Actually, yeah.
Like Quinn.
Quinn is the captain of the Portland counter team.
I like the fact that there's surveillance we can go by. Because if we go by surveillance, that means they have to send them further to find us. So that just keeps us ahead of them.
Oh, I was thinking,
unless they can teleport.
Yeah.
Huh.
I guess I was concerned of them getting footage of us, but they definitely have video of us already.
Oh yeah, I mean that's
too famous.
Wait, what?
Yeah, isn't Goose us too famous? Like everybody's seen him.
That's very true. Yeah, I mean, so is Carl. And I mean, technically, Berazel also would be. There's definitely footage of you guys fighting the thing outside the bar. So, there's no shortage of footage. And I mean, again, this whole compound has tons of cameras. So probably the entire orientation was recorded. Though who knows if you guys actually know that.
I pull out my flip phone and I'm like, us too famous doesn't do anything. They sent me a royalty for all the ads for $2 million, but I can't figure out how to open my email.
Are you sure that's 2 million and not 2?
I don't know. The title is really long. It says 2 space M ... It cuts off there.
Fitz just looks at you with this horrified expression on his face. What?
Well, I guess we can deal with the IT department after we get out of this building.
Are you kidding me?
I say we go through the surveillance.
Carl, I am the IT department.
Yes, would you like to open his email or shall we go through that door?
If we're being honest, neither. But we have to go through the door.
Point taken, Carl. This can wait.
Okay, so basically, I want you guys to create a plan of action for escaping this place. So if you're going to deal with the surveillance,
I'm so glad we're burning through all that time.
Yeah.
Well, it was for Fitz to figure out what we were doing. We had to burn the time.
So yeah,
I think the plan of action should be use the surveillance to our own measure, and make sure we're not being followed as close as we hope.
Yeah.
I think we need to get to one of those armored cars that could get us out of here. Let's get to the garage.
Okay.
Oh, I have a key. There's a key for the garage.
Okay, so you guys want to get to
Tyke's ear, kill the cameras.
Okay, so far I'm hearing get to the garage, kill the cameras with Tyke. I kind of want to have Tyke roll for this, but obviously we can't have Tyke roll for this. So I'm interested in doing it some other way. What do you guys think? How do you guys want to determine this?
We still have the magician.
I don't know, but I know he has.
We still have the magician, though, right? Doesn't the magician affect this?
Self-reliance, independence, arrogance, skillfulness, maybe.
I mean, the arrogance pops into the fact that we're just going to walk through the middle of their security system with people chasing us. I mean, just wave at the cameras as we go by. Hey, guys.
Okay, so I'm interested in. I don't know if I necessarily want to like roll this myself, because it seems boring to me for me to just be like, I'm gonna roll a thing and determine stuff behind the scenes. So why don't we do something weird? I like the idea of coming up with kind of a new mechanic, or something like that, like
relationship check.
I mean, you could do that. Ooh. What about this? Does anybody have leadership?
Nope.
No, I don't think so. I took labor as my archetype.
Okay, because that would have been perfect. If anybody would have it, it would have been Tyke. He probably doesn't, but he's the only real presence boy. I think I like the idea of like a group like presence check, like leadership. Like this is your, like you are literally whispering into Tyke's ear to get him to do this, and I think that's the only way you have really to communicate with him. So I like that that's how we're gonna do this. So who has the highest presence?
I have a 3.
That's pretty good.
I got 2.
Yeah. Okay. So I also like the idea of essentially straight up odds. So we'll do it probably average with 1 upgrade. And because of obvious barriers, I'll also put in a black die. So 1 red, 1 purple, 1 black against your 3 green.
Okay. 2 failures and an advantage.
Excellent. I love that very much. Okay. So, I think the advantage is that you guys are going to know as soon as you step near the cameras that this didn't work. Rather than like brazenly walking through, I think you guys are going to know right away that this did not work. So you guys are sort of arrogantly striding toward this area. And what happens that isn't necessarily like catastrophic that lets you guys know that this did not work?
The cameras actually follow us.
Okay, cool. So they
or maybe like a drone drops from the ceiling and just starts following us.
Oh, I like the I like the idea of a drone. I think okay.
It could also just be an intercom announcement.
Because I don't want it to be so bad that you guys are immediately clocked. But you know what? I'm okay with that, actually. I think you guys step into the thing and a drone pops around the corner, and within a second, an alarm starts blaring. And I think you guys are pretty straight up. You know you're caught. So the surveillance has not worked. There's now an alarm going, and I think there is an intercom announcement that announces the sector that you guys are in. And says, and I'm going to assume it calls you targets, or maybe what's targets or hostiles, or is there a better word for that?
Thieves,
renegades.
Yes. Okay. Renegades are in sector 4, subsection 3, hallway 2, or whatever. Drone in pursuit. And I think let's roll initiative for this.
Alrighty.
I mean, I kind of recommend a chase. We each get 1 skill that we think could help us get out of here.
Yeah, that's
if we make enough successes.
Yeah, I think we're gonna just do it with. Well, okay, let's just instead of doing initiative, then let's just do like let's just go back and forth. I think that makes sense. So I'll take actions on the NPC side between all y'all's stuff. So is that an actual codified Genesis thing?
No, it's a Dungeons and Dragons thing.
Oh, okay. Because that's kind of what I was thinking. Is not like combat initiative, but like you guys are now like taking turns, like affecting the situation. So
we can still, Would we call this cool since we're acting proactively?
Because of the drone thing, I think this is vigilance, because I think you guys, I think it was pretty clear that you guys were expecting to be able to go free and clear through this. And since the drone sort of caught you by surprise, I think it'll be vigilance for this one.
All right.
Okay.
So you want a vigilance roll from all of us?
Yes.
That 3 success, 2 advantage.
And is it an easy, hard?
It's uncontested because it's for initiative.
Okay, gotcha.
Come on, Carl.
2 successes, 1 advantage.
It's not.
I have 2 successes and a triumph.
Nice.
1.1,
Nice.
1.2, 0.0.
We need to get some kind of soundboard for triumphs.
That's not about it. That would be really easy. We just need to figure out what the sound is, and then I can put a hotkey on it. Or something. Yeah.
I got a whistle.
Is vigilance is willpower? Okay, so two greens, one green, 1 yellow. 1 success, 2 advantages.
Come on, Fitz.
Yeah, I'm bad at rolling. 2. Okay. So now I got to roll for counter. So I'm going to do that real quick. Because they are obviously going to be the ones countering you. Ba-dum-bum. That's not bad. That's like a
pretty subtle
like a
train horn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah. I don't even know if you could see it. I gotta wait for the.
Yeah.
Nope. Too much screen. Too much white. It's just.
What if
gold
we just
train
use
horn.
Carl's whistle?
I mean, I have whistles too.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Why
This
don't we just use Carl's
is Carl's whistle. It's blue.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna do that, you also need a despair sound. So like, bum, bum, bum.
I don't have one of those.
So the good news for me, the DM, is that I get to do something with one of the NPCs first. The even better news from well, actually, I guess that's not true because I think the triumph beats that anyway. Is that true?
Mhm.
I think triumph.
I think you just spend the triumph.
Okay, so let's start off with what that triumph is. What do you guys think?
Do you have an idea?
I could not give the drone a gun because I was gonna originally give it a gun.
That seems awfully nice.
I mean, that's just a really dumb one. But
No, it has a gun, but the gun jams the first second it tries to shoot at us.
okay, I dig that. Okay.
You basically just give it the out of ammo property.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Because of whatever, this one wasn't filled. Okay, I love that. So I think what that means is because I've got NPC right at the beginning, I think the drone's going to go right away because it's right there, and you guys just see this. I mean, it's like this big of a drone, so it doesn't look that intimidating, but this like small like holdout like turret pops out of its little butt, and it like directs who's in front. I want to know like who does this target?
I'm carrying Tyke, so I don't think I'd be leading.
Zed.
Okay,
Yeah, Zed will be up front.
so it aims directly at Zed. I think it does the whole red dot thing right on your forehead, and then you hear click, 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 and then it goes, and then the drone like does a cute little like, and then like turns around and flies away, and that will be the NPC's turn. Way to go, triumphs. That will bring us to PCs. Who wants to take the first PC slot?
I'm following, so no.
Yeah, Zed's out front. So
Yeah. Yep. What's in front of me?
So you are
Like,
in a hallway. You are about medium range band. It is a long, like downward sloping hallway leading to the leading toward the garage. And you're about medium probably actually long range band from the garage. So you've got like, but it is like basically one big like long straight shot with some like stairs and whatnot between, and like a big warehouse area, but like a more like a hangar area, and then the garage forward. So you've got long range band, which is I think 5 maneuvers to get all the way.
Yeah. Okay. Are there like doors on the sides, or is it just a straight shot?
Yeah, there would be doors on the sides, plenty of them. Yeah, a bunch of different like little rooms, mostly like the type like cargo storage, dumb stuff like single, like they like. I'm going to say probably none of them would lead anywhere, and I think you would know that. They would be like mostly storage, but plenty of like cover and stuff like that.
Okay. I'm going to do an Arcana check and drop a wall. Okay. I'm going to dump a barrier.
Just, I assume behind you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, I love that. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to try and drop a barrier that will prevent movement.
Okay, I think this is average upgraded once because ISCorp.
Okay.
And
it's not Berazel, so we get to be smart.
I just realized that all of the PC slots except for one are right next to each other, so you guys can literally just go next to each other, and then Fitz can go later.
Okay. 2 successes and a triumph.
Okay, holy crap. So yeah, you erect a wall behind you. Oh man. 2 triumphs though, guys. What is the triumph? What are you thinking for the triumph?
I want him to collapse the walls, not build one.
What if it's both? What if that's what the triumph is? You erect this like force barrier thing or whatever, and because it like juts into the sides of the corridor and above you, it collapses a section of the wall or a section of the corridor. Does that sound good?
Yeah, because like Dr. Zed does like barriers and stuff like that, whereas Berazel's the destruction guy.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Berazel would have just ripped the walls out. Zed puts up a wall.
Yeah, so
it's a blue sparkly, kind of like Star Trek.
I kind of like
Will
the
you
idea.
Stop helping.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. So it's kind of like it's halfway between like Zed kind of being not used to these powers, so he's just like, do a wall, and there's a wall, and it's great, but he made it too good, and so it like collapses. And also Berazel's like on the inside, like, okay, a wall is boring. Let's actually like pull down some of this shit. So I'm gonna add some extra oomph.
Yeah, he says first.
Yes. Very cool. Okay, so you guys have a barrier and a big collapsed corridor area behind you. Who's gonna do something next? What do you guys want to do? Again, this is all about this is not necessarily combat. This is a chase. Like you guys are now, you have been clocked where you are, and you're trying to get to the garage before you are caught or stopped or whatever.
Can't think of anything other than just run into my little heart's content.
I want to warp doors.
Yeah.
So all the doors except the one we're going through, I just want to affect.
Well, I mean, okay. You'd probably have to get to the other side of the first like doorway area before that was possible, because you guys are
turn around and look at all the doors we passed and try and stop them.
So just behind you, just as many doors as possible. You just want to add more like barriers.
After we get to our next door, I just like turn around and just make a nice gesture down the hallway and try and warp the frames of all the doors and lock them shut, because I can't weld.
Let's do the same thing for you.
It upgrades for every target you add.
That depends on how many doors are in the hallway.
I mean, let's say there are at least 2 that you can see, probably 3 that you know of, so you could probably do 3, but the last one is probably in like a turn, so you could do up to 3 if you wanted.
Yeah, I'd try and do all 3.
Okay, so we'll start with it would be average upgraded once, and then you're adding 2 targets. So it would start with 2 purple, upgrade to so it'll be 2 red and a purple.
Yeah, 2 red and a purple.
Yep, 2 red and a purple.
That's harsh on my 2 dice, but okay.
I still think it's funny that you have 2 dice for your spellcasting ability.
Yeah, but they're both yellow. Come on.
Okay.
I mean, that's not the worst.
Yeah, I think yellow's like 2.5 times better than green.
Something like that.
I have 2 threats.
Okay.
Oh.
So it didn't work.
Cool. Okay, I know what the threats are. I got you. So I'm gonna assume again, because we're not really in combat. I'm gonna assume that you guys are like actively running during this part. So, so like move, like we're not gonna do like maneuvers and all that stuff. This is just to figure out like how, like who's acting at what time. So we're ambiguating a little bit. Goose, do you have anything that you want to do to affect this?
Can I like find like as we're passing a fire extinguisher, like it gets behind us, try to shoot it so it like explodes and makes a mess everywhere?
Yes, you can. That is very on brand. And you 100% can do that. Honestly, you guys used a card during orientation to establish that the Flamingo building has a history of fires and stuff, so that there are fire extinguishers everywhere. You are still, even though that was in the simulation, this is still the Flamingo building. So I'm just gonna give this one to you straight up. So there's like a fire extinguisher every like 20 feet or whatever, and I think you just like bam laser every time you pass one, you're just blowing up a fire extinguisher. So the corridor is really not in good shape. Time for those threats though. Let's who would be bringing up the rear?
I mean, I kind of planned to because I was carrying Tyke.
Okay. Then
Although that might be a bad idea because I'm carrying Tyke.
No, that's totally
Could
fine.
be Fitz.
It could also be Fitz. I would be okay with it being Fitz.
How in shape is Fitz?
I mean, come on. He's a dancer. he's a dancer boy. He
That's
good.
True.
Actually, let me check his stuff because I have no idea.
Wait, it was Dan that we determined had washboard abs. I was thinking that was Fitz for a minute.
No, that was Dan. He has 2 in agility, but neither coordination nor athletics. So he's he's average. He's okay. Actually, is one is below average, right?
Yes.
Right.
Okay, yeah. So he's average. He can run a mile and be winded, but he can do it. Man, I really should have given him some coordination. I didn't think about that. Maybe.
Yeah, man, I should have really given myself some more magic.
Well, I was just thinking because he's a dancer. Like I should have given him more coordination instead of that. But okay. I have to roll another one of these. I'm gonna do this. I gotta do a roll real quick. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Zed. I think I'll go with. Actually, let's see. Carl, I already know your primal is 2 yellows. Zed, what is your arcane total?
1 yellow and 3 greens.
1 yellow, 3 greens. Okay.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Zed's a smart boy.
Okay. So you guys, Fitz will announce that counter is on your tail, and I think whoever wishes to will look. You will look behind you, and you see this glowing, like white sunlight. Start to encompass the entire corridor behind you, and everything very slowly starts reshaping itself back into what it's supposed to be. It is very slow though, because there's a lot of stuff there. You guys rolled a lot of really high stuff, to like a triumph in there, so it's going to take a full a good long time. But everything along the corridor up to where you guys are, everything that you started warping is started to move itself back into position.
I told you we were still in the simulation.
And then
I call hacks.
then it would be Fitz's turn. And I think he's going to attempt to shut off some security stuff. But I don't know where his stuff is. There it is. I found it. Okay, 3 of those, 2 of those. Okay. Okay, that's a triumph. Okay, so I think cinematically what this looks like is you see as that drone, you guys are running. That drone like came out, click 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 out of ammo. I think it flies back around and it looks at you and it does like a little precocious like vroom, vroom, and then like 5 more drones fly into the corridor in front of you, and they all like pop out these little auto turret things. And Fitz is like, hang on. And he opens up his laptop and does some stuff, and I think they just shut down like immediately. And he's like, I'll try and stop more from happening. And then there's another NPC slot. So this is going to be the last thing that happens before you guys essentially get into the garage and go away. So I want to know what does this look like for each of you as you burst in? What are you doing as you burst into the garage? Who's driving? What does this look like cinematically as you guys get into the garage and begin to leave?
Zed's gonna look for like how they have panels in car dealerships where all the keys are. Mm-hmm. He's immediately gonna look for something like that so he can get a key to a car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you find it pretty quickly.
So he'll try and drive.
Okay, cool.
I will be basically yelling which car over and over again until somebody answers me.
Which car?
Beep beep.
Okay, so one of them is open.
What? What are the cars we see? What are our options here?
Okay, yeah. So I think you see a number of those
it's not Ben in Black. Get in the car.
I think you see a number of those like SUV things with that don't have like driver's seats. That is the bulk of this fleet for sure. Is those driverless cars that we established a few episodes ago.
That seems like danger.
For obvious reasons, I think you guys are looking for something other than that. So I think I'll pitch it back to you guys a little bit. Do you think these are company cars, or do you think these are personal cars that you're looking through at this point?
We're in a lower garage.
These are company cars.
Company cars.
Split opinions.
Okay.
I mean, we're in a lower garage. I think they're company, personally.
Okay. So I think what that means is I think they are the vast majority company cars, and the vast majority of they're you probably know from being in the SUV that they're very tricked out in tech. They're probably bulletproof plating. They probably have a lot of like cool computer systems, et cetera. You guys are going through them, and then I think there is one vehicle in this place that is a total departure from all of that, and I'm gonna say it is
Is it a decked out Humvee?
That could be what other than like a hipster bus. What do you think the funniest car possibly could be?
Mini Coupe.
A Mini Cooper is really good.
I mean, it's either like a Fiat.
Yeah.
Oh God, can it be a Fiat 500?
I mean, you know why I chose that.
I drive a Fiat 500.
Okay.
And I make fun of him for it.
Which, I mean, if we're going that direction, it should be a smart car.
Sure, there's a smart car dealership in downtown Portland. It's the Mercedes dealer.
Yeah.
Smart cars are dirty in this town.
So I want to know why you guys pick the smart car then.
Good gas mileage.
Because you can drive it. It's not automated.
Yeah.
It's got a steering wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
built-in roll cage.
Built-in roll cage. Okay, so you guys hop into this smart car. Start it up. Its little electrical engine goes and as you guys jump into it, you see the corridor behind you finishes writing itself, and standing at the end there are three people. They are the three people that you saw before outside of the bar. One of them is leveling a rifle at you, but stops and waves a hand. Instead, this is Quinn. He raises his hand and he points it at you. And I would like all of you to roll a vigilance check. Well, actually, no, sorry, that's the wrong one. Discipline is the correct one.
Ooh, discipline.
Yes, discipline. And the difficulty will be, let me find it. 3 red dice.
Oof.
Holy crap.
Yes.
Go. Ooh.
Yep. It's a straight wash for me.
5 failures and 3 advantages.
Okay. Carl.
1 success, one disadvantage.
Okay. So, Carl, Zed and Goose. Wait, Goose, what did you get again? Sorry, I missed it. Was that a total wash?
Straight wash.
Straight wash. Okay.
Straight wash.
So Zed,
Which means fail.
Zed, Goose, and Fitz all go stock still. What do you do, Carl?
I got here. I have 3 stun left. I'm gonna blow my last 2 stun and pull a what are we calling those, game points?
A tarot card?
Tarot card?
Not a tarot card. Didn't we have like a points we were using to just affect an action?
Well, that's basically the tarot cards. We turned the story points into tarot
okay, that's fine. What do we got less of them?
Personal goals, inner alignment, fear of unknown, lack of planning, self-reliance, independence, arrogance, skillfulness, and love, attachment, friendship, sincerity, and affection. That's the 2 of 1.
I'm going to pull the love card and stop time.
Okay.
That gives me a chance to put everybody in the car and leave.
I think that's the magician. Because that's self-reliance, independence, skillfulness. Yeah, I think that's the magician.
I just did it because I got a bunch of friends I'm trying to keep from dying.
Yeah, I think this makes more sense because you're literally relying on yourself. So yeah, this is
and I'm down to my last strain. I'm getting tired.
Yeah, so this is definitely a primal. I think this is a hard check. 3 purple, 1 red, but this is so on brand for your particular powers, and you have actually seen it done, that I'm going to give you 2 blue dice.
And I'm going to use the crook, not the crook, the flail, because that is the more regal of the 2 weapons that I have. And I'm going to just basically draw like you would an anime circle with light in the air in front of us.
Okay, so I think
that's going to be the key.
I think your total is going to be 1 red, 2 purple, 2 yellow, and 4 blue. Because you're using a card. Yeah, you're using a card, and this is very on brand for your powers.
All right, so I'll have to roll 2 blue because I only have, or 2 more because I only have 2. So
I'm gonna roll those blue for you because I don't ever get to roll my blue.
You're gonna roll 2, okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll 2 for you. I got 3 advantages on my blue dice. So sorry.
Oh, I have 1 failure and 1 advantage.
Wow. Okay. Well, and I got 3 more advantages over here. Why don't? Okay. This is dumb. No. Why don't you roll the 2 blue dice that I rolled, because that's stupid. Because I got 3 advantages for you. You do it over there because I just can't. I can't.
That would give me. Okay. That would completely wash me because I got a success and an advantage.
A complete wash. Okay.
Absolute everything washes.
Okay.
The time doesn't stop.
So I think with that, yeah, you that means you definitely did not succeed. So time doesn't stop. Your friends are still. This person, Quinn, holds his hand up and raises his other hand, and you can see him straining very hard to keep your your three friends still. And the two women on his side begin running towards you. One of them pulling these two like Daredevil style Billy Club looking things, and they are coming for you. They're about the short range band away. They leap towards you, and that is where we're going to end for tonight.
Oh,
Action scene. Frozen.
next week Tyke is gonna wake up.
Yeah. And,
because he's not under the effect of the spell. That's cute.
Yeah, that's
What are we doing? Oh God!
I'm hoping maybe he can save you guys or something. Who knows? We'll see.
Jeff will save us.
We have all of our back catalog on YouTube and Podiant or RPGsanonymous.podiant.co. You can interact with us on the Discord. We love to talk with you there. We can talk about the game. We like input also, which is cool. Our YouTube channel links in the Discord. Same thing with our Twitter is at RPGsanonymous1. We're getting pretty active on that as well. And if you tweet about us, you can submit items, submit story ideas, and you can also submit your name to become an NPC as well. So yeah, do that. Do you guys have anything else to plug?
Yeah, want to give one more shout out to the first donor.
Yeah, Valhund.
Yeah, man. Seriously, dude, that's insane. That's gonna go right back into production quality and stuff like that. So we appreciate you a ton for that. The amount is fantastic, $42. I didn't read his note because I'm a dummy, but he said the aliens see you, Goose. It was the bobbleheads. So that is a critical success. That's a triumph. That's everything good. We appreciate you so much. And yeah, anything else, guys?
I'm golden. Obviously,
I think we're
kind
good.
of just kind of a good color because I can't
Okay.
stop time.
Sounds good. Okay, so this is where I cut it, and we're go vote. We're getting real close here. Go vote. We really appreciate that, of course. Get involved with that, and we'll see you in the multiverse. Hey everybody, Zachary, your GM here again. I just want to let you know there's a little bit of after show right after this. Stay tuned.
What is your character's biggest pet peeve?
Yes, character's biggest pet peeve. Carl, Aaron, you had something for Carl when we were talking about this.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Carl's pet peeve was kind of keyed off of the suggestion from episode 7 where Carl was asked to go, not asked, just maybe hinted at that his life might be easier if he took, the chance to teach physics. And Carl's pet peeve is being asked or forced to do things that he doesn't want to do. So he just blew the whistle and walked away.
Very cool. I think I want to ask a follow-up also. When has that pet peeve caused direct trouble for Carl personally or like career-wise or something like that? Like when
he's still a PE teacher.
So I mean, did he have more ambition to be something else? Is like PE teaching his like backup or like?
No, but after a few years of PE teaching, most people pick up a coaching thing, the football team or the track team or something else that motivates them to do anything. And Carl hasn't. He is still a PE teacher, so what it's been doing is keeping him from getting promoted or possibly getting better paying jobs in other schools.
Oh, okay. Wow. That sucks. That sucks, man. Yeah. I'm sorry, Carl. Poor Carl. It's I'm feeling for him now.
Carl. It's okay.
Goose, you got anything? I know we sprung this on you.
I think Goose's biggest pet peeve is people who wait until they're at the front of the line to figure out what they want to order.
I hate that so much. So I want to ask the same thing. How is there a time in Goose's life where this has been that pet peeve has caused an actual big major issue in his life, or like caused him to miss out on something or something like that?
Yeah, I think there was probably a time when he crossed some people, ran into a local Moon Dollars, and was trying to like play casual standing in the line, but kind of forgot what he was doing and then got annoyed with the person in front of him and like went off on them and got caught immediately.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Nick, what about Zed or Berazel? You can answer for either or both.
Yeah. Well, Zed's biggest pet peeve is people that like walk or drive way too slow. Like they're in the slow lane and going like, or like they're in the regular lane and they're going 10 miles under the speed limit.
Mm-hmm.
Like that just annoys him. And also like people that walk on the sidewalk, like walk down the middle instead of to one side or the other and walk really slowly so nobody can get past them. That just really annoys him, especially in Portland.
Yeah. Mobile phone zombies.
Yeah, Portland is a big problem with that. And same question posed. Has that ever gotten Zed in trouble or caused a big problem? Maybe something that he missed out on because of that pet peeve.
Yeah. So one time Zed was driving his car before he got his bike, and so he was like on highway on the freeway, and this little old lady was driving like super slow, and so Zed decided to like get over to the far lane in 84, where it's got like 4 lanes, and like if you don't get over correctly you're definitely going into that median.
Mm-hmm.
And he got sideswiped and ended up missing a date. Yeah, so he missed out on a date he was supposed to be at.
Man, he could have grandchildren already.
Yeah. He could. Well, I don't know about grandchildren. He's only 30.
So this is a good time to mention that Jacob won't be joining us today because Tyke is unconscious. Not really. He's got real world stuff to deal with, and Tyke is just going to be unconscious because of that. So because of that, I'm going to talk about Fitz's pet peeve to pad the space. So because again, Fitz is
please tell me it's when people find out he dances. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, cute. No, I mean that's just like a deep-seated terror that he has is people finding out that he dances. No, his pet peeve would be people that think they know what they're talking about when they really don't. In general, but specifically with like technology and stuff like that, it drives him absolutely nuts. And he definitely lost a really high paying job from that. Like I think he was offered a job somewhere in like the like tech industry in like Silicon Valley, like maybe doing like a big like development for a big app or something, like a multi-million-dollar position probably. And the dude just that was leading it, that was hiring, was like super thought he knew what he was talking about with the app, and Fitz just couldn't handle it. He was just like, no, that's not how any of this works, and I'm not going to work for you. Like, I can't do that. I can't work for somebody that's going to pretend that. Yeah. So that drives him crazy.
That totally links to last week where we were talking about how the internet/security program looks
that's
like
true.
Reboot.
That's true. That's perfect. I forgot about that. Like, oh man, I forgot that he did that whole, like, that you guys wanted him to do that whole tirade about how virtual spaces don't work like people think they do. Oh, that's so good. I didn't even think about that. That's crazy.